All right, hey Knights team. We are creating a bunch of videos for you to be able to navigate through some different things. And so I'm doing the one about Google Classroom. So Google Classroom is going to be, of course, the platform that we use the most and where we will be keeping all of the assignments for our classes. So your student every day when they are virtual, whether it's the whole building has gone virtual again or it's your remote learning day, their first thing that they should do every day is check their Google Classroom for every class. When they are in their homepage of their Google Classroom, they will see multiple classes. Now, mine's going to look a little bit differently because I only teach language arts classes, but the your students' pages will have math class, language arts, social studies, science, health, whatever their exploratory class is. Now, as they click on the class that they need to enter, and every day that they are remote, they do need to check all of these classes, all right, because everybody will have assignments for them to work on. I'm going to use an example from last year just because I'll be able to show you because it'll actually have assignments in it, whereas my classes for this year don't have any assignments yet. So once they get into, for example, language arts, block 1, then they are able to have a couple of different views about how they see what they need to accomplish for that day. This first view that comes up is called the stream. Now, the stream has everything that gets posted in like reverse order. So the most recent things are posted to the top unless a teacher has purposefully moved them to the top of the stream. Now, the stream can get really long, and so it might not be the most helpful for a parent to look at. So say, for example, you went into Progress Book and you saw something was missing, then you might not want to go to the stream because it's long and there's a lot of stuff in it. Students get pretty comfortable navigating that. As you can see here, since this was when we were on virtual learning last year, I have a lot of directional videos. Dates are always attached to these. And then the assignments underneath that directional video were what students had to accomplish on that particular day. So that being said about the stream, up here you can also see that there are tabs. So instead of always going to the stream, the classwork tab can be very helpful. My mouse is being really weird. Okay. Now when you open up the classwork tab, you're going to be able to see that over here on the left, I've divided everything into different topics. So if a student was missing something, for example, at the end of last year that was about reading The Outsiders, and you as a parent were like, well, where's that assignment? If they gave you some deal, I don't know where it is, you can look underneath The Outsiders because it will say in Progress Book, Outsiders paragraph 1 or Outsiders response chapter 2 or whatever. And if you click on The Outsiders, then it will eliminate all the other work and just give you work for The Outsiders. So then you are able to scroll only in a section that is about one particular topic, and that can make searching for things a lot easier. When a student opens an assignment, for example, this, let me pick a different one. Okay. So if they were to open up this pivotal character journal about The Outsiders, the actual assignment will be attached and it will open in a separate window from Google Classroom. And with that, the directions will always be attached and it will tell you what you're supposed to do. Now, here's an issue that we sometimes ran into in Google Classroom last year with students when they were working remotely. They would say to parents, well, I turned it in, and then they'd be like, see? and they would point over here to the turned in page and they'd be like, see, I turned it in. As a parent, if you have some questions, or if we, the teacher, are saying that it's not completed and you say, well, they turned it in, I would encourage you to tell your student, okay, unsubmit the document and let me take a look at it. Because sometimes students were just clicking the turn in button and then they hadn't filled anything in. So you can't just click turn in, you actually have to do the things on the assignment, which you can always unsubmit it, work on it again, resubmit it, let us know, hey, I resubmitted it, and we'll take a look at it. No big deal. Sometimes kids get confused, or they just didn't want to do it and now they realize they have to. That's fine too. Another thing that you'll see in Classroom is that we will often take them out to other websites from Classroom. So for example, I saw one down here that's going to take them to Flipgrid. Everything is posted in Classroom. So anytime a student says, I don't know where to find it, or you see an assignment in progress book that says Flipgrid response chapter 1 or whatever, if you're like, well, I don't know where to look for that, it's always in Google Classroom. Everything is posted here, and it might take them to other places where they then have to do something, and then they submit it from the Flipgrid website. So I look for it over there, but the assignment originates here, which I know can be confusing. But there are just so many great digital things out there for us to have them go do, but they have to actually, they complete it then in a different spot. I'm trying to find, my computer's moving. Oh, okay. So like this is for Seesaw. This would be an example of that. So in this assignment, it says to add something to Seesaw from chapters 4 through 6. So then I've attached a web link. So they're going to take that web link. They just click on it. It will take them out to a different website. They complete the assignment. They know how to log in. And that's the thing. We'll make sure that before we assign something virtually, we will have done it in an in-person class setting so that kids are already signed into the website and then they're able to complete that. So your student would then just log into Seesaw, and Seesaw is a cool app because we do some drawing. And then they're able to complete it. And then I would check it here in this particular website, not in Classroom. Now, grades at times will be posted in Classroom, but they don't count to the overall grade until they're put into Progress Book. We're going to be really conscious this year that the way an assignment is titled in Progress Book will be the same in Google Classroom. So if I were a parent, I wanted to see how they were doing, I would look in Progress Book first. And I would see, okay, everything's turned in, your grades look good, everything's cool. And then you're cool. If I open Progress Book and there are multiple or even a couple items missing or scores look low, then I would say to my student, okay, let's open up Google Classroom. I want to see these assignments. I want to see the actual document completed. And if not, then they need some help with it, either from you, or then they need to be able to get into Classroom and get in contact with us. Now, they can contact us directly through Google Classroom. They don't have to email us. They don't have to call us. They can reach us literally right through Google Classroom. So say, for example, a student was struggling with this Seesaw response. And they're like, I don't know what she wants me to do. I'm really confused, or I haven't read. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. They simply click on the assignment. I keep losing my mouse today. They simply click on the assignment, and there's a spot to add classroom comments, but sometimes kids don't want to add classroom comments. They want to be able to do it so that it's private, which we totally understand. And there is an option in Classroom to do that. My computer is acting so weird. Okay, sorry. I think I have too many tabs open, a common problem for me. So if they open up this assignment and they want to give me a private comment, it will give them automatically an option for that. So if Andrew wanted to give a comment, right down here at the bottom, it says add private comment. He can literally write there and say, I'm confused. I don't know how to do this. I need help. That comment, once he puts it in, no students see it, but it immediately lands in my email. which I can see on my phone. So I can literally respond to him almost immediately, be it on a remote day or if we were virtual. This is the best way for your student to ask us questions because we can get back to them immediately. I mean, my students on a day that I have in-class kids, they could be working on something and I could be answering right on my laptop right over here. Okay, Andrew had a question. I'm able to answer it quickly and then move on. And then Andrew can keep working at home and my kids here can keep working. But if he waits until he comes back the next day, then he's already behind and it might cause him some stress. I might be reaching out to him and saying, hey man, where's your seesaw? So the private comment is going to be crucial for learning like that. Okay. Trying to think what else. I think the most important thing is that, this is where everything's going to be. And, if you have any questions about what's going on with them at school, this is after Progress Book, this is where you look. Okay. Any other kinds of comments or questions, always email us and we'll get back to you as soon as we're able. But again, your student has used this in previous years, so they're usually pretty comfortable with it. So, I would highly encourage you to ask them questions before you come to us, because chances are you can kind of smoke it out and realize what's going on. And then if they're still, and then have them send us a private comment. They can really take some ownership for their learning. And then we'll get right back to them. And then if we've had some back and forth and they're still like, I don't know, or they won't do it, that's when you can be like, okay, you can't seem to handle this. I'm going to get involved. Okay. We're always here for any questions. And again, that kind of conversation. And if I start to see a ton of students that have the same question, I can post an announcement right up here at the top where it says share something with your class. And I can type right in there, okay, a lot of people are questioning this, or this link isn't working. Let's try this one. So throughout the day, if we're getting feedback that stuff isn't working, we will come back and try to put things in that will help them along. All right, I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions about Google Classroom, let us know.